Sup boys, welcome back to another video of mine. I'm rapidly approaching that 100 subscriber mark, and to that I just have to say thank you to everybody. That means everything to me. I've been waiting to hit this for a very long time, and it's nice to see a gradual increase in subscribers and views each video. Anyways, I decided that in celebration of hitting 100 subscribers, before I actually hit 100 subscribers, I'll do a Q&A video. I think it gives me a chance to be more open with you guys and answer any questions you guys have for me. There aren't too many questions, there are only 5, but I'll balance that out the best I can. So without further ado, here we go. So our first question comes from ISX Nas. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, and it reads, what motivated you to start YouTube and who do you aspire to be? Great question. I feel like a lot of people inspired me on YouTube, but it gradually changed over time. I feel like you can go back to watch my older videos and it's easy to tell that they were kind of, the Let's Plays at least, were inspired by like Nerdcubed. Mostly inspired by Nerdcubed with a hint of old school PewDiePie in there, I guess. Then the COD commentary content that took up the other half of my channel was more inspired by people like Jev and Merc Music, albeit with a much lower budget, obviously. You know, where I would just kind of play the game, play a match of whatever game it was, usually like Black Ops 3 or Modern Warfare Remastered, and then just kind of ramble on about whatever was going on in my life at the time or whatever was right or wrong with the game, you know. Then when I started making reviews and more cynical content, like the original EA Battlefront 2 review that I did way back like 2 years ago, I was very inspired by people like the Act Man, and going back and watching my older reviews, it's extremely easy to see that. I always found myself heavily inspired by people like the Act Man and I Hate Everything. I think they're great inspirations for me to take stuff from. The way I look at it, my older reviews, I very much took a style from the Act Man until I started taking more of my own style to my videos, which is like what my recent reviews are, I guess. In that sense, I thank the Act Man, because if it wasn't for him, I probably never would have made the Battlefront Chronicles, I never would have reviewed all the Halo games, and I don't even know if I would still be on YouTube, honestly. So our next question comes from the Greatest Russian Spy, and this is actually 3 questions. Anyway, he asks, what would you say your favorite games are, and what games will you review, talk about next? Also, out of the upcoming games, which ones do you want the most? So with my favorite games, I would say that over the years I've built up a top 5, which consists of something like Halo 3, Dark Souls 1, Minecraft, GTA San Andreas, Modern Warfare 2, from best to worst in that order. Outside of my top 5, there are a lot of particular games I could ramble on about for hours with how good I think they are and how much I enjoyed them. Some other examples include the Mass Effect trilogy, Hollow Knight, Hotline Miami, Halo 2, Reach. Those two are kind of interchangeable for me. Smash Bros. Ultimate, Super Meat Boy, Skyrim, the Borderlands series. Far too many I consider favorites per se to mention in one video. As for games I want to make a video on soon, I actually have a lot of them in mind. A lot of them I intend to cover very soon. I have to review the rest of the Arkham series, so Arkham City, Arkham Origins, Arkham Knight. Also BioShock, which is my next review. The script is currently in progress at this time. Modern Warfare 3. I thought about reviewing Saints Row 2. It'd be nice to go back to it for nostalgia to see how well it holds up. Half-Life 2 is also a video I intend to make. Also, the other Dark Souls games. When I made my Dark Souls review, I wasn't really making it with the other 2 in mind. I wasn't making it with the intention to review the other 2 in the future, but to be honest, I probably could, and I think it'd be very interesting to do that, especially 2, considering how polarizing it is with people. I've always seen a huge fascination with games I've reviewed that are either obscure, polarizing, or both, and Dark Souls 2 is easily one of those games, so I think reviewing it would be extremely interesting. As far as upcoming games go, I think there are still a lot. I was wrong about my opinion of 2020 as a whole. Holy shit, this year is bad, but like as far as games go, it's actually been really solid and there are still more to come. Cyberpunk is one I've had my eye on for years now. I'm thinking of I'm going to make a video on this at the end of August, Upcoming Games 3, seeing as that's like Upcoming Games is a video I do yearly now, I guess. So yeah, thanks for the question. I hope that clears it up. Next question comes from 9rurer, who asks, do you like spaghetti? No, actually, I'm quite a picky eater, to be honest with you. I always have been. I like pepperoni, though. Next question comes from Frankie the Midget Pool, and he asks, what made you want to do videos? Great question. I've been making videos for a long time, even outside of YouTube. Before I even had a YouTube channel, I would just record videos of me and my friends randomly being idiots for no reason at all, and just left it in an iPad camera roll until I had to delete it to free up space. I would absolutely show you guys if they still existed, but they unfortunately aren't there anymore, so... Fuck, now that I think about it, I really want to show you guys those videos, but I can't. I really want to show you so you can hear my prepubescent voice that was even more prepubescent than when I started YouTube from like 2014, 2015. I only made a YouTube channel in the first place back when I did so I could take the stupid stuff I did with my friends and then just put it in public on the internet for anybody to watch. Obviously it's changed since then, but hey, if the shoe fits. I had known what YouTube was at that point, but for some reason never actually decided to start a channel until 2016. Like, I started watching YouTube. I found out what YouTube was in like 2009, 2010, back when stuff like Fred, Ray William Johnson, and Bed Intruder were blowing up, so that puts in perspective how long ago that was. I realized I could make videos about video games, albeit it would take a while to find any sort of a capture card or anything, so my dumbass just recorded gameplay with an iPhone camera, but in 2016, 2017, I didn't realize that wasn't really an acceptable mean of recording anymore. I'm 15 now, I haven't really done that type of video in over 2 years and never intend to do it again if that wasn't already obvious enough, but I do plan to do a 2020 remake of what happens when you put a Wii disc in your Xbox 360, my very first video when my channel turns 4 years old in November, so there's that. Last question comes from Epic Infidel. And he asks music taste. I'm sorry, this is gonna sound like such a fucking cop-out answer, but I listen to anything as long as it's good. Right now, I'm mostly into stuff like alternative and indie rock, so stuff like Mom Jeans, The Front Bottoms, Radiohead, Space Hog. I'm a huge fan of Rise Against. Music I usually like to listen to while working on videos as well, so. The only genre I've never been able to get into almost anything from is country. I was never able to get into it and probably never will be. I've also realized as of late how much I've been getting into soundtracks lately. While I was working on the script for the Console Wars video, I was actually spending a lot of that time also listening to the Enter the Gungeon OST. It's usually music I like to listen to while I'm working on videos. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If I get more questions, maybe I can do a second Q&A sometime in the future. I'd totally be down to. I really enjoyed making this video. I hope you enjoyed watching it. More on the way. My name is Johnny Seizure, and I'll see you soon.